Ayan. A playground is on the flat roof of a city school 6 meters above the street below. So, okay, if this is the street, okay, and this is the playground, the flat on the flat roof. So this has a height of 6 meters. Ayan. So this is 6 meters. Ayan. Okay. The vertical wall of the building is h 7 meters high. So this is h. Ayan. From the vertical height of the building, including the wall on top, is 7 meters. Forming a 1 meter high railing around the playground. So this one is a 1 meter high railing. A ball has fallen to the street below, and a passerby returns it by launching it at an angle of 53 degrees. So, may nahulog na bola, and then ibabalik nung dumadaan yung bola pabalik at an angle of 53 degrees above the horizontal, and at a point D, 24 meters from the base of the building wall. So 20. Okay, yung horizontal distance from the wall going to where the ball was launched is 24 meters. Ayan. The ball takes 2.2 seconds to reach a point vertically above the wall. So, ibig sabihin, kung ito yung vertically above the wall, this is the wall at this point. So, the time for the ball to reach this point is 2.2 seconds. Ayan. Okay? 2.2 seconds. Kasi sabi vertically. Ang first question ay find the speed at which the ball was launched. So letter A, okay, what is the initial velocity? So what is the initial velocity? Speed. Okay, what is the speed? What's the magnitude of the velocity? Okay. So, initial. Okay, unahin muna natin siya sa delta x kasi doon may mas konting formula lang. So, delta x is equal to VIXT, or that's equal to delta x is equal to VI cosine theta times t. Okay. If we will consider this point for delta x, okay, so that means delta x is 24, VI is unknown, and that's cosine 53, and the time going to this point is 2.2 seconds. So that means we can get the initial, and that's 24 over 2.2 cosine 53. So what's our initial velocity or initial speed? Okay, so the initial speed is 18.13 meters per second. Yeah, so 18.13 meters per second. Okay, any question? Okay, so let's go to letter B. Find the vertical distance by which the ball clears the wall. Okay, clearance. Clearance ang pinag-usapan. Kung ito yung wall, tapos ito yung kung saan tatama yung bola, so i-clear niya, ano daw yung distance na to? Ayan. So let's call that distance L. Ayan. Okay? L. At the same time, if this is the point at 2.2 seconds, so that means this has a vertical displacement of delta y. Yeah. So kung i-relate natin ang delta y sa L, so delta y is equal to L plus 7. So L is equal to delta y minus 7. So if we can find the value of delta y, so we can get the clearance distance, the clearance itself. Kasi ma-minus lang natin yung height mismo ng building with the wall. Okay? Now, what will be our formula? So delta y is equal to VI YT plus 1/2 AYT squared. So delta y is 18.13 sine 53 times, ano yung time papunta dito? So that's 2.2 plus 1/2 times negative 9.8 times 2.2 squared. So what's our delta y? Okay, delta y is, what's delta y? It's 8.14 meters. So therefore, L is equal to 8.14 minus 7. So that means L is 1.14 meters. Yeah. So L is 1.14 meters. Right. My question? Okay, because we'll proceed to letter C. Okay, so let's proceed to letter C. So find the horizontal distance from the wall to the point on the roof where the ball lands. So, if this is where the ball lands, dito sa roof natin, and this is the wall, so what is this horizontal distance? Let's call that M. M. Okay, so ito yung target natin, ang point na to. Ayan. Okay? What information do we have at that particular point? Do we have time, given time? No. Do we have a given velocity? No. Do we have given displacement at this point? So, wala tayong given displacement, pero in terms of x, meron lang tayong given displacement in terms of y. Because from this going to this point, so that is 66 meters. So for letter C, we have an information that delta y is equal to 6 meters. Considering the point where the ball will land on the roof playground. Okay, kaya lang ito ay horizontal, so hindi natin pwedeng i-neglect ang delta x. So that means if we will consider the displacement of that point in terms of the horizontal, ito ang magiging delta x. Ayan, so delta x. Okay, if we will relate delta x to m, so that means delta x is equal to m plus, ito mula dito is just m, and then mula dito hanggang dito, that's 24. So therefore, m is equal to delta x minus 24. So if we find delta x, So that means we will also find, okay, we can compute for the value of m. Ayan. Okay, since delta x ang hinahanap, so ang formula natin for delta x ay equal siya sa VIXT. So that's equal to delta x is VI cosine theta times t. Or delta x is equal to 18.13 cosine 53 times t. Yan. Kaya lang may problema tayong time. And then, dalawa kasing variable, delta x and the time. So, wala tayong makuha time. So, therefore, kukunin natin siya sa delta y. So, delta y is equal to VIXT plus 1 half AY t squared. Ayan. So, what's delta y? So, that's 6. That's equal to 18. VIY pala to. 0.13 sine 53 times t plus 1 half AY t squared. So this is negative 9.8. So transpose natin lahat sa kaliwa. So we'll have 4.9 t squared minus 18.13 sine 53 t plus 6 is equal to 0. Okay, by quadratic equation, so what's t1 and t2? Okay, so by quadratic equation, so what's the value of t1 and t2? Okay, so that's 2.46 seconds and 0.5 seconds. Okay. So, thank you, Jericho. Since dalawa sagot natin, so which one should we choose? Okay, Robin. Okay, tama. So, which of this value of time should we consider? Dalawa yan. Okay. So, sabi nung sabi ni Jericho at saka ni Robin, it's 2.46. Tama ba? Bakit? Why? Why not 0.5? Okay, mas malayo kesa sa unang dadaanan. Okay? Good, very, very good. Dali, si Roy. So, ayun. Sabi ni Roy, kasi daw, dapat lalampas siya ng 2.2 seconds. Okay? Kaya class, tignan ninyo. Di ba, ang motion ng bola natin is ganyan. At dito, ang time para ma-reach na to is 2.2 seconds. So, lalampas pa siya doon. So, we're expecting it should be beyond 2.2 seconds. Okay, kaya ang pipiliin natin ay, tama kayo, 2.46 seconds. Ayan. Pero ano bang ibig sabihin naman nung 0.5? Di ba ilang beses dadaan yung object natin sa height na 6 meters? So kung, nangyari sa pen ko. Hindi ko siya natakpan. Kaya ganyan palang mangyayari. Pag di ko siya natakpan. Diba? Hi! Okay, so di ba sa point na to, so this elevation is also 6 meters. Okay, kaya yung 0.5 seconds, ito yung time para ma-reach niya mula dito. Yan, so patas na siya. So ito yung ating 0.5 seconds. Ayan. Okay? Pero nung pababa na siya, okay, dito naman sa point na to, since 6 meters din ito naman ay 2.46 seconds. Okay? So, kailangan natin ay 2.46 seconds. Okay. So, that means ito, i-apply natin siya dito. So, delta x is equal to 18.13 cosine 53 times 2.46 seconds. So, what's our delta x? Okay. It is, okay, tama ba ako? 26.84 meters. Okay, therefore, M is 26.84 minus 24. So, M is 2.24 meters. Ayan. Okay, any question? Wala. Okay, so there's another way of doing it. So let's have another solution. Okay. So another solution. So we're given that delta y is equal to 6 meters. Ayan. Okay? Pwede natin gamitin yung shortcut kasi hindi naman given yung time papunta doon. So that means I can get delta y is equal to delta x tangent theta plus ay delta x squared over 2 vi squared cosine squared theta. Ayan. So I also can use this one. Okay, so ano yung delta y natin? 6. So that's equal to delta x tangent 53 plus negative 9.8 times delta x squared over 2 times 18.13 squared times cosine 53 squared. Ayan. So transpose natin lahat sa kabila. So we'll have positive 9.8 times delta x squared over 2 times 18.13 squared times cosine 53 squared minus tangent 53 delta x plus 6 is equal to 0. Ayan. So this is another quadratic equation. So ang hinahanap natin ngayon dito ay delta x. So ito yung mga coefficient na i-add natin. Ayan. Okay. So by quadratic equation, what's delta x1 and delta x2? So what's delta x1 and delta x2? Okay, so mode 5, 3. So I'll have 9.8 divided by 2. 2 times 18.13 squared times cosine 53 times cosine 53. And then I have negative tangent 53 and then 6. So the answers are 26.8 and 5.44 meters. Ayan. So, ano ang pipiliin natin? Siyempre, dalawa pa rin yan. Okay, if we will go to the figure, dalawa pa rin yan. So, ito yung 26 at siyempre lalampas dapat sa 24. Nandito lang yung 5. Okay, so nandito lang yung delta x1. So, ito yung, delta x2. So, nandito yung delta x1. Siyempre, pipiliin natin yung mas mataas sa 24, not yung ababa sa 24. So, therefore, we'll choose this one. Therefore, m is equal to 26.8 minus 24. So, m is equal to 2.8 meters. Ayan. Okay. Any question? Okay, wala? Wala kayong question? Okay. So, kung wala kayong question, so let's proceed to our next example. Okay. So a projectile is fired in such a way that the horizontal range is equal to 3 times its maximum height. Okay, find what is the angle of projection. Okay, so if we will consider the horizontal range, so that is R, is equal to 3 times its maximum height. So 3 times its maximum height. So that's the condition. So what is theta? Okay, if the range is 3 times its maximum height, so what is the angle theta? Okay, so therefore, what's our formula for range? Range is VI squared sine 2 theta over G. And that's equal to 3 times VI squared sine squared theta over 2G. Cancel natin ito. And then pati yung V initial. And then we cross multiply. So that's 2 sine 2 theta is equal to 3 sine squared theta. Okay? But this is an identity. So identity na yan ay 2 sine theta cosine theta. That's equal to 3 sine squared theta. And then divide this by, cancel natin isang sine. Sine theta. So cancel and then cancel. So I'll have 4 cosine theta is equal to 3 sine theta. Okay, so theta ang hinahanap natin. So kailangan pag-combine natin ito. So let's divide the whole equation. Cross-multiply natin yung 3 at saka yung cosine. So 4 over 3 is equal to sine theta over cosine theta. So which is an identity tangent theta. Now if you want to find theta, so theta then is equal to arc tangent of 4 over 3. Okay, so that's 53.13 degrees. Theta is equal to 53.13 degrees. My question? Wala. O, sige. So, let's have another one. Ayan. Okay. Okay, class, I will let you answer the first two questions. Ayan. Medyo dadali lang naman yung unang dalawa. Ayan. To start an avalanche on a mountain slope, so let's say that this is the horizontal ground and then this is the mountain slope. Artillery shell. So let's say that we have this cannon. Siyempre siya yung magpa-fire nung shell natin. Ayan. Is fired with an initial velocity of 300 meters per second and at an angle of 55 degrees above the horizontal. So it explodes on the mountain side 42 seconds after. So pagdating dito at time 42 seconds, it explodes. Ayan, it explodes. Okay, so letter A. What are the X and Y coordinates of the shell where it explodes relative to its firing point? So, if this is the firing point and this is the firing point and this is the point where it explodes, so ito yung hinahanap sa A. So, what is delta X? And ito yung hinahanap pa sa A, delta Y. Ayan. Okay, and then how far is the firing point to where the shell explodes? So, kung ito yung firing point at ito sumabog yon, so what's D? So, letter A, so what is delta X and delta Y? And sa B, what is D? Okay, pwede yung pakisagutan nyo muna. Iinom lang ako. Sandali, baka lumitaw yung sagot ko. Ayan. Okay, so meron na tayong sagot. So these are my, tama ba ako? See, pwede na kayong mag-test. Diba? Ayan. Okay, last to find the distance. How far is the firing point? Di ba Pythagorean theorem lang kayo because we have a horizontal distance and then a vertical distance. Ayan. Okay? Okay, so let's proceed to letter C. Kung wala may question ba kayo dyan? Diretso lang siya. Kunin yung delta X and delta Y. Substitute yung given, compute, and then you'll arrive with 7. Tama ba ako? Yan. And then this one. Ayan. And then get the Pythagorean theorem, and then you'll arrive with that one. Also, I'm not sure, Zyle, if hindi ko alam, but 24 yun sa akin. Nag-round off ka ba? Nag-round off ba ako? Hindi ko alam. But anyway, no, point lang na. Okay. Sige. Anyway, close naman. Okay, so let's go to the last one, the last requirement. So what is the magnitude and direction of the velocity of the shell when it explodes? Or when it lands the, wala na akong blue. Yung mga pen na binili ko. Pang blue. Ayan. So ano bang hinahanap nating velocity? Siyempre, nung nandito na siya, so that means meron siyang V final X at meron din siyang V final Y. Pag nakuha natin yung dalawang yon, we can get the magnitude, V final, and the direction. Ayan. Okay? So sa C, we are to find first what's the final velocity, final velocities, magnitude, and direction. Now to get that, we need to find V final X and V final Y. So unahin na natin ang V final X. So ang alam natin na yung V final X ay equal siya sa VIX kasi wala tayong acceleration. And that is VI cosine theta. So V final X then is equal to 18. Ay, tama ba ako? Mali. What's our VI? VI is 300 cosine 55 times... No. Tama, yun na yun. 300 times cosine 55. Ayan. So what's 300 cosine 55? Okay, so that's a 172.07 meters per second. Okay, now what's V final Y? So kunin na lang natin siya sa VIY plus AYT. So that's equal to 300 sine 55 plus negative 9.8 times 42. So what's our V final Y? So V final Y is negative 165.85 meters per second. Okay, so if you want to find the magnitude of the final velocity, so we'll get the Pythagorean theorem of these two components of the velocity. Okay, so what's the final velocity's magnitude? So what's the answer? So the answer is 238.99 meters per second. And then the direction is arctangent of negative 165.85 over 172.7. So the direction is equal to negative 43.95 degrees. So this is the magnitude, and this is the direction. Yeah. That's the magnitude and then the direction. My question, Robin? Sorry. Hindi. Ang VF lang. V final lang. Thank you for that one. V final lang. VF. Ayan. Okay. So let's have another one. So this is the other exercise. Ayan. Okay. An astronaut on a strange planet finds that she can jump a maximum horizontal distance of 15 meters if her speed is 3 meters per second. Ayan. So let's say that this is the astronaut and then she can jump down at a maximum of 15 meters if her initial velocity is 3 meters per second. So find the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, class. Pag pinag-uusapan ay maximum horizontal distance. Yan. At max range. Okay? At max range, in terms of calculus, so naalala nyo ba pag calculus, pag meron kayo nakikitang problem na sinasabi, maximum, minimum, so medyo associated yon sa maxima minima ng Calc 1. So parang derive kayo and then mag-equate kayo para makakuha kayo ng maximum or minimum point. Pero dito, given na pag maximum horizontal distance ang pinag-uusapan, ang angle ay laging nasa 45 degrees siya. Okay? Kung given ka ng initial velocity at gusto mong kunin ang maximum distance na pwede mong makuha out of that velocity, at ano dapat ang iyong angle of projection? So, ang angle of projection mo dapat nasa 45 siya. Okay? Para makuha mo yung maximum horizontal distance. Okay? Nasa 45. So, ang tinatanong dyan ay ano ang acceleration due to gravity. So, pwede naman natin siyang kunin in terms of range kasi given naman siya, di ba ang range natin equal siya sa VI squared sine 2 theta over G. So, G yung hinahanap. So, G is equal to VI squared sine 2 theta over R. Ayan. So, what's the value of G? G is 3 squared times sine times 2 times 45. That's not 0.45. That's 2 times 45. All over 15. So, what's the value of G? So, sine 90 is 1, so it's 9 over 15. So, that is 0.6 meters per second squared. Ayan. So, the answer is 0.6 meters per second squared. Okay, so let's say hindi mo yan matandaan, no? Hindi natin matandaan kung ano yan. Okay, saan natin siya kukunin? Or let's have another solution. So, kunin natin siya sa delta y is equal to VIYT plus 1 half AYT squared. Yeah. Okay. Kaya lang, what is delta y? So, delta y, mula dito hanggang dito, ano yung vertical displacement? Since same level siya, that means delta y is equal to 0. So, therefore, this is 0. Okay? 0 yan. Kaya lang, wala tayong given time to find delta y. So, kunin muna natin siya sa delta x. So, delta x is VI x times t. So, t is equal to delta x over VIX. So, that's equal to 15 over 3 times cosine 45. So, what's the time? So, time is 15 divided by 3 cosine 45. So 7.07. So 7.07 seconds. So ito ngayon yung apply natin dito sa formula. So tatranspose ko na ito. So magiging negative 1/2 ay squared, ay times 7.07 squared is equal to VI. So that's 3 sine 45 times 7.07. So AY is equal to 3 sine 45 times 7.07 all over negative 1/2 times 7.07 squared. Ayan. So what's the value of AY? Okay, AY is also 0.6 negative meters per second squared. Ayan. Okay, paano naging 0 yung delta y? Okay, class. Kasi ito yung starting point and then ito yung final point. Okay, so since same yung level, is there a change in height or elevation? Is there a change in the elevation or vertical height or vertical distance? Di ba wala? Kasi same level, mula dito, pumunta lang siya the same level in terms of vertical displacement or vertical distance. Kaya, nag-zero yung delta y. Kasi same yung level ng initial at saka final position in terms of vertical distance. Okay? Sige. Okay, yun. Kasi same lang yung level. Walang nagbago dun sa vertical height. Okay? May iba pa bang may question? Wala. Parang mamaniin niyo yung test natin, ah. Uh, let's have our next example. Ay, ba't ganun? Mali. Ito yung basketball. Pag may changes, yeah. Or, pero baka given naman may given na ibang quantity. Baka may iba namang given quantity. It's just another solution kasi. So, tinatry ko lang na gumawa ng ibang paraan to solve the problem. Yung kasi una is nag-shortcut tayo, di ba? Yung sa range. What if nakalimutan natin yung method na yon? So, naghanap lang ako ng paraan para paano siya i-solve ulit na hindi gagamit ng shortcut formula. Okay? Para may option din kayo. Okay? Meron pa bang may ibang tanong? Okay, kung wala na, well, let's proceed to this example. Okay. A 2 meter tall basketball player, so this is the basketball player, is standing on the floor 10 meters from the basket. So standing on the floor 10 meters from the basket. So this is the basket, and then the horizontal distance between the basket and the player is 10 meters. If he shoots the ball at 40 degrees with the angle with the horizontal, at what initial speed must he throw the basket so that it goes through the hoop without striking the board? So ano daw dapat yung kanyang speed or V initial para saktong-sakto pag tinapon niya yung bola, sinut niya yung bola, diretso siya dun sa basket at hindi sa backboard. Okay? And given the height of the basketball, which is 3.05 meters. So, 2 meters ito, 3.05 meters. Okay, so let's identify all the given. So class, kung ito ay tataas ko, so that means ito yung starting point ng bola. Okay, so level niya lang. Ayan. So nandito yung ating delta x na ang value niya ay 10 meters. At the same time, kung ito yung horizontal distance, so nandito lang yung ating vertical distance. So yun yung delta y. So ang given natin, delta x is 10 meters and delta y is equal to, class, it is not 3.05 kasi ito yung starting point niya, but it is 3.05 minus 2 or delta y is equal to 1.05 meters. Ito lang, kasi ito yung ating horizontal distance, horizontal plane. So mula dito hanggang dito, yun lang yung consider natin. And since 2 meters yung player, and then yung height nung basket is 3.05, so we need to subtract 2 from that one to get 1.05. Okay, ang hinahanap natin ay V initial. Okay. Okay, class. Anong gusto yung method? Yung long method or yung shortcut? Siyempre, mas madali siya sa shortcut. Okay? Pero kung gusto yung long method, wala naman din yung problema. Okay, idadaan ko muna siya sa shortcut, no? Idadaan ko siya sa shortcut. So later, we'll solve it in the usual analysis. Okay, di ba ang formula natin, since walang time, napaka-importante nun. Kung hindi given ng time, magandang ginagamit yung formulang ito. Yung delta y is equal to delta x tangent theta plus ay times delta x squared over 2 vi squared cosine squared theta. And then substitute lang natin. So delta y is 1.05, delta x is 10. So we have tangent 40 plus negative 9.8 times 10 squared over 2 times vi squared times cosine 40 squared. Ayan. Okay, then itatranspose lang natin ito. So ito na yung given. Transpose lang natin doon. So ito ay magiging 9.8 times 10 squared over 2 vi squared cosine 40 squared. So that's equal to 10 tangent 40 minus 1.05. Pinag-switch ko lang. And then i-cross multiply lang natin ito. Ayan. So that means vi squared is equal to, cross multiply. So 9.8 times 10 squared all over 2 times cosine 40 squared times 10 tangent 40 minus 1.05. Ayan. And then you perform square root. So, square both sides. Ayan. Dito ko na lang susulat yung sagot. VI then is equal to ang sagot, 10.67 meters per second. Okay, ulit. 9.8 squared times 10 squared divided by 2 divided by cosine 40 square root. Ay, ba't iba yung sagot ko? Tama ba ang ginawa ko? Ulit. 9.8 times 10 squared divided by 2 divided by cosine 40 squared divided by 10 tangent 40 minus 1.05. Square both sides. Ayan, 10.67. Okay? Okay, so there's another way of solving this. Ayan. So kung ayaw nyo ng shortcut, so we can do naman yung long method. Ay, yung long, yan, yung long analysis. Wait. Wala ko nang ipatungan. Ayan. So kung gusto niyo yung long method, wala nang problema. So other solution. Bawa hindi nyo alam yung formulang yon. Okay, so we can do this naman. Ayan. So given yan, syempre, kung kaya naman natin siya sa delta x, ikunin natin siya sa delta x. So, VIXT. So, delta x is 10. VIX is VI cosine 40 times t. Okay, yung problema ko, wala akong time. So, pupunta ako sa delta y. So, delta y is VIYT plus 1/2 AYT squared. Para kunin ko yung time, para pag-substitute ko dito, may makuha ang value ng VI. So ito naman ay 1.05. So that's equal to VI sine 40 times t plus 1/2 times negative 9.8 t squared. So ganun din, yung time ay hindi given at saka VI. So kung ito ang second equation at ito ang first equation, so i-substitute natin yung first equation sa second equation. Nagamit yung time which is 10 over VI cosine 40. Ayan. So substitute natin siya dito. So we'll have 1.05 is equal to VI sine 40 times 10 over VI cosine 40 minus 4.9 times 10 over VI cosine 40 squared. So, cancel natin ito. So, 1.05 is equal to 10. What's sine over cosine? Okay, that's tangent 40 minus 4.9 times 10 squared over VI squared times cosine 40 squared. O, di ba babalik tayo dito? Ayan. Babalik ako dito. Di ba same lang? So, that means V I is equal to 10.67 meters per second. Class, wait lang. I need to take this call. Okay, so may question ba? Wala yung isa kong example. Okay, may question? Saan napunta? Okay, so let's have another example. Kung wala kayong question regarding that. Ayan. Okay, kung may gusto kayong isolve tayong example, you send it to me and then we can discuss it here kung anong pwede nating gawin to solve the item. Okay? Kung meron lang. Ayan. Okay, so let's have our next example. A cannon with a muzzle speed of 1,000 meters per second is used to start an avalanche on a mountain slope. Okay, avalanche na naman ito. Okay, so let's say that this is the mountain, yan. And then, anong tawag doon? Cannon. So gagamit siya ng cannon. At yung cannon ay meron siyang initial speed na 1,000 meters per second. And then, yung target niya is 22,000 meters from the cannon horizontally and 800 meters above the cannon. So, ang target, which is this, ang horizontal distance niya ay 2,000 meters at ang vertical distance niya ay 800 meters. Ayan. Okay, next. At what angle above the horizontal should the cannon be fired? So, ang tanong dito ay, what is theta? Okay. For this one, wala na namang given na time. So, that means it will be easier for us to use yung method na may tangent theta since wala tayong given na time. Okay? Shortcut ba natin? Or ano gusto ninyo? Hindi or yung isa? Mahabang analysis or we can just use the shortcut formula. So which one do you prefer? Kayo susundan ko kung anong gusto nyo. Okay, yung short daw. So, okay. So that means we will be using delta y is delta x tangent theta plus ay delta x squared over 2 pi squared cosine squared theta. Ayan. Okay, so let's substitute. Delta y is 800 is equal to delta x is 2,000 tangent theta plus negative 9.8 times 2,000 squared over 2 times 1,000 squared cosine squared theta. Okay, so that is 8,000 is equal to 800 is equal to 2,000 tangent theta plus, okay, can you simplify that? 9.8 times 2,000 squared divided by 2 divided by 1,000 squared. So that's 19.6. So it's negative 19.6 over cosine squared theta. Okay. Kaya lang, ang hanap natin dito theta, but this is cosine and this is tangent. So, pero, ang 1 over cosine equals siya sa secant. So, that will be 800 times 2,000 tangent theta minus 19.6 secant squared theta. Okay, so let's use an identity. Okay, anong identity ng secant squared na related sa tangent? Okay, so yung identity ay minus 19.6 times, tama ba ako? Tangent plus 1. Tangent squared theta plus 1. Ayan. Okay. So, then let's distribute 19.6. So, 800 is equal to 2,000 tangent theta minus 19.6 tangent squared theta minus 19.6. Okay? And then let's transpose everything to the left. So I will have 19.6 tangent squared theta minus 2000 tangent theta. And then I will add this. So that will be plus 819.6 is equal to 0. Ayan. Okay? So I will do some substitution. So we let m is equal to tangent theta. So that will be equal to 19.6 m squared minus 2000 m plus 819.6 is equal to 0. So by quadratic equation, what's the value of m1 and m2? Mode 5, 3. A 117.93 and 0.4112. Let's have 5 decimal places. 3197. Ayan. Tama ba ako? Pwede pa check. Not sure if I had it correctly. Tama ba yung sagot ko kanina? 19.6. Wait. Bakit 101 yun sa... Wait, mali. So, ang M1 ko dito ay 101.62936. And, mali din ito. M2 is 0.41146. Tama ba? Paki-check, class. Tama. Okay. So, but M is equal to tangent theta. So, therefore, theta is equal to arctangent of M. So, therefore, arctan of 1 is, theta 1 is equal to arctan of 101.62936. Okay, so arctangent of 101.62936. Okay, so theta 1 or the first angle is 89.436 degrees. And then theta 2 is arctangent of 0.41146. So theta 2 is 22.365 degrees. Ayan. So ito yung dalawang sagot natin. So this one and this one. Ayan. Okay, so either of the two, so we can have the okay. So any question? So wala kayong question, so that's it for today.